I I ain't got no way of explaining things to people that I shouldn't have to or that the world shouldn't have to, you know. We looking at something now where Dame Dash and Cam is going at it, right? And I always say people be looking at problems in the so-called hood and in our so-called community, but they never really want to look at the foundation. And one of the foundations of a lot of the problems, bless up, man, bless up, open-minded, bless up. Open-minded, hold on, I gotta get you yeah, let me see, hold on. I hope it work right there. Yeah, I think I put you as a moderator in this chat too. Now, like I want to talk about this because I'm watching Cam and Dame go at it. I'm watching a lot of different rappers go at it, right? And people would, okay, it worked. It's okay, man. It's okay, elder, man. It's okay, man. Respect, man. Respect. Like, and I want people to really listen to this, you know, because it's easy, but it's hard for people to actually get it done, you know? Now, I'm going to use Cam and Dame as an example, you know? But I'm talking about the hood, the ghetto, you know, wherever you live or wherever you call a ghetto. Now, Cam and Dame been going back and forth at it. Back and forth on the internet, throwing mud at each other, back and forth. Now, some people is on Cam's side, some people is on Dame's side. Now, me being a New Yorker and growing up in New York, being from the South Bronx, and knowing a lot of people that grew up around Cam, Dame, you know, and a lot of people from uptown. And you say, okay, you're not picking no sides, you know? It ain't about picking no sides, because it's uptown, you know? And I know, I guess a lot of people forgot about Uptown Love, you know? People forgot about HBO. And there's a whole bunch of nonsense going on right now, you know? And for Kim and Dane to be from Harlem, they're really showing the world how they care about each other and how they respect each other. Now, I look at it on a bigger scale to the point where, as I say, people look at these different problems, but me, I always look at it in another angle. Well, HBO is Harlem Bronx only, you know, and that's something I'll get into that in a minute, you know. It's just like the BQE, you know, Brooklyn and Queens. But and I'm going to even talk about that in a way too, you know, for real, because that's the if we're trying to heal, we're trying to heal, you know. Yeah, if we're trying to heal, we're trying to heal, you know. And when you look at this so-called the hood, we make it okay to disrespect each other. We make it okay to say the most nastiest things to each other, to the point where I don't know if it's true as yet, but people are trying to see if it's true. But it's just to show you the nastiness that Cam contact Dame Dash son for an interview. And a lot of people are saying it's nasty, but this is the thing where I'm going to keep putting this out there. And this is the disease, and this is the sickness that's going on in the black and the Latin communities. You want to embarrass each other so much that you would stoop so low You will downgrade yourself just so you could embarrass the other person in front of other people. But do you think about what are you doing to yourselves? Oh shoot, I never knew that. I never heard about that. That was a crew when we was growing up from around my way in Brooklyn. Okay, no, cause that of my recollection, and some people took it from the streets to other places, and this is why I don't like to talk about street shit on here, cause nah, it's not like, and this is my main point that I really want to talk about, Elder. Cam is not wrong, and you know why he not wrong? Cause in this so-called stupid ghetto life that they have, right? It's okay for them to disrespect each other like that. And like, this is one of my points that I'm really trying to make on this internet with the so-called ghetto and the so-called hood. This is why I say I don't play with like little situations. I'm talking about the whole. Okay? And this is why I said I use Cam and Dame as examples. Okay? We make so-called fake lives in the ghetto and in the hood, and we disrespect each other every day, but people pick and choose what they want to call disrespectful when we disrespect each other every damn day. I don't get that. Okay? Not that I don't get it, that I don't understand it, but I don't like it, and I don't go for stupidity. Because it's okay for people to say Cameron disrespect Dame Dash, right? But what about us disrespecting each other every day? We let that go on. Because you think people going to tell Cam he wrong? No. Because he dissing on Dame. And people falling. And it's not even people. Let me correct myself. The hood deal with that. Because it's good. Because you know why? People expecting Dame to say something outlandish about Cam. And this is the sick mentality I say with our people. I'm sick of that shit. That's why I don't care. None of these dudes ain't tough to me. None of these dudes or girls, they ain't tough to me. Because you think being tough is insulting your brother and sister and making other people look at you as somebody. You ain't shit. And when I say I take the gloves off, I really don't give a F. Because I'm sick of the nonsense and you thinking that you're a big man or a big woman. When is enough of that shit gonna be enough? Freaking a whole bunch of clowns, man. Clowns. And we wonder why others really disrespect us in the world? This is bigger than Cam and Dame, yo. But our people just... I swear, man, yo. This is why I tell you, man, I don't play with people. Because y'all play games with little stuff that don't matter. But real situations in the world, y'all will never step to. Cam and Dame getting at each other, or little problems. Jim Jones talking about Mace. Like, y'all really make little men problems. Little girly problems. But can't handle real situations in the world. Ain't about no rapper. And this is why they will always use the hood and the ghetto. Because y'all don't want to think. Shit is fucking sad, yo. And I don't even care if they block me or commute, but it gets real sickening right now, yo. When y'all want to talk about content, shit is very sad, yo. I ain't up here making no content, yo. It's real life. Freaking sad, yo. But these the people that want to be tough. They tough. Only thing gonna happen is graveyard. As a whole, we don't care about black on black. We hate, hold on, black on black. Hate, we only hate, care when the white man do shit to us. We never march on the crack house in our communities. And that's the thing, elder. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. How you gonna want me to hate the Caucasian man, right? For every little single situation. And this is why I say, man, you can't tell me about a religion because I am religion. Okay? You can't tell me. That's why I tell people I don't argue and I don't talk about stupid situations. I don't talk about senseless situations because, hold on, man, excuse me, yo, because I really, like, as I say, man, this is not a game to me, okay? This is not a game. And when people in the so-called hood take this for a game, I don't get along with it. Because you got to understand, as I say, I'm going to use Dame and Cameron as an example. You are being clowns. You are being laughed at. Okay? Because just like, for example, and this is real, Adam 22 made a video of Markin Hocus for a fifth of dropping his flag challenge. Now I said this. If the brothers is going to drop their flags, right? What are you going to pick up? If you drop your flag, is you going to pick up love? If you drop your flag, is you going to pick something else up? You know, like, it's sick. You know, because the only thing I'm seeing is the graveyard, and nobody learning. Okay, nobody learning. People only burning and people only going away. We cannot want to make different in our communities if we don't do different. And this is why I'm very much ashamed of many black brothers. Okay, because before you want to be OGs, you need to be fathers. You need to be men. You need to be somebody for real. Shit is some sad shit, man. Shit is some sad shit. I don't care nothing about nothing of what you talking about. You own this or you own that. You don't own nothing if you can't control the community you live in. You don't own nothing if you can't help the people in your community. You don't own nothing if you can't take care of the next generation. Delvin, let's keep it. Look how they tried to do us on YouTube and all we do was spread positive things, and look at who did it to us, the so-called brothers. Like, elder, to be honest with you, and this is why I say, like, you think, and I'm gonna take the gloves off right here for real, cause if I were to show a couple of my YouTube posts to a couple of people, or tell them that a couple of people act a certain way to me on YouTube, I'ma just be honest. What you think my lions would do that love me? Huh? You know how much times I didn't tell nobody nothing of people talking slick to me on this internet? Because you know why? I know it's a lot of males with insecurities, and I know it's a lot of males with things that they can't control. I'm going to say it. There's a lot of black men on here. They're childs. They're kids. They're little girls. They're women. Okay? And they want to act like they bad. But trust me, these men will never step to other men. These men will never be men. They'll play. You know how long a gun done made these dudes tough, or a crew made these dudes tough? Some dudes would never stand on their own. But to have a gun and to have a crew, they're the toughest people in the world. They're tough. For real, I done remember enough people that wasn't black, many men. And this is how I know Jah and the universe is real. You know how much men stepped to me that wasn't black and I ain't never run? And by the witness of Jah Rastafari, I am still here till this day. Like, so when you see black man fighting black man, and you want to call yourself tough for fighting your brother, I ain't never went out there to fight my brother. But you know what? I ain't gonna never let my brother fight me and not defend myself. And that's the stupid nonsense that a lot of black brothers... You think you gonna go bully your black brother and he ain't gonna defend himself, or you think you gonna do something? I'm not with that. I'm gonna always defend myself and my family and what's right in this world. I'm not with that nonsense, because it got some black people in this world. They will kill you and they will tell you why you didn't help me. Okay? There's a lot of manipulation. Don't fall for the manipulation. Okay? Because there's a lot of people, they don't care. They only care for themselves. They only care what they could get from you. They don't care to save you. They don't care to save your family. Nah, Elder, to be honest with you, Delvin, I'ma be honest, you calmed me down and I wanna thank you. Man, the respect is mutual, you feel me? Cause I'ma say this, man. I grew up in the South Bronx where if you tuck your tail, you're gonna get beat up every day. You tuck your tail, you're gonna get beat up every day. And you run, you're gonna be running every day. You're gonna be running every day. You know, like, I'm not saying this for people to fight, but I'm from a generation where you had to fight and not run. Because if you ran, you'll get beat up every day. And I always thank my mother and father for moving my brother and me to Brooklyn, because it made us more mentally stronger, okay? And more physically stronger. It made me more physically stronger. Because I'm going to be honest, I grew up in the Bronx where I thought that I walked on water, okay? I thought I was a god in the Bronx, and I know I am a god, but I walked in the Bronx thinking that nothing could touch me. Nobody could touch me. I don't give a who you are. And one thing Brooklyn taught me, right? I'm going to be real to you. Brooklyn taught me you better sit down and calm down, okay? Brooklyn taught me you think you tough, we gonna show you tough. Brooklyn taught me if you think that you scraped your hand on the floor, we gonna break your hand. Okay? Brooklyn made me more tough. And I don't know gangster shit of you going out there bothering people, or you going out there trying to be a tough guy. No. Brooklyn made me solid inside out. Okay? Because when it made me solid inside out, my mother and father always taught me and my brother about the world. But when I moved to Brooklyn, Brooklyn taught me about the world even more. It taught me more people language. It taught me more about how people ate. It taught me more about how people live. Okay? Because as I said, I thought I was living in a big world in the Bronx. But when I moved to Brooklyn, I seen the world even bigger. I seen that the world was bigger than the Bronx and Brooklyn. Okay? Like, and the reason why I will always love Brooklyn, because it taught me as well. It gave me life. Okay? It taught me as a young black man in America, in the world, that the world is bigger than Bronx and Brooklyn. That the world is out there waiting for you, and Bronx and Brooklyn is just not it. Our communities are just not it. Okay, because it has a lot of people that grew up in Bronx, Brooklyn, like I said last night in my live. Some people never left the Bronx. Some people never left Brooklyn. Some people never left Baltimore. Okay, some people never left Delaware. Some people never left Jersey. And they're used to growing up in Delaware. They're used to growing up in the Bronx. They're used to Brooklyn. That's all they know. And to be honest with you, Brooklyn made me see that this is not all. Brooklyn made me see the rest of the world bigger. It made me see like, yo, this world is bigger than New York. Okay, because I remember one day, me and a dude from Bed-Stuy, we was talking about the sidewalk from the street to the boulevard, to the state, to the city, to the direction that you see people call a district. And we just start taking it from America, and we just start taking it from different states to the stars. And this was what you call a hood dude or a street dude, but we was talking. And he was one of the first dudes in Brooklyn and Bed-Stuy that me and him actually sat on a stoop in Bed-Stuy and start talking about the world. Okay? We start talking about the world. And I never forget the conversation that we had. Because when other brothers and sisters was talking, that energy spread to them too. Okay, there's many brothers in Brooklyn right now. There's many sisters in Brooklyn right now that see things different. Okay, they see things different. Because I'm going to be totally honest to you of how Brooklyn opened my mind. Growing up in the Bronx as a kid, the only thing I really thought about was the Bronx only. I only thought about Prospect and 168 and 170 and Morris. I didn't care about nothing else until my mind was growing slowly and slowly. And when we moved to Brooklyn, it was like a spiritual thing hit my mind, and it hit my soul. And it said, this is bigger for all of y'all. Not just me, but for my family, for my friends, for the different neighborhoods I was living in Brooklyn. And, hold on. It opened you to like look at the different neighborhoods, because I told my big brother the other day, I remember going to Boys and Girls, the African street festivals in Brooklyn. One of the best times in my life, year after year, going to Boys and Girls School, to the African street festivals. Because it showed me that Brooklyn was very widespread in different cultures, more than like the African culture, because you had a lot of different people other than black people coming to the African Street Festival in Boys and Girls High School in Brooklyn. And I remember, I was telling my big brother this the other day. I remember going to libraries in Brooklyn, going to libraries in the Bronx, but going to Boys and Girls, that was like an open library, you know, because you seen different people, black people, melanated people, Latino people inside this school playground on the field. And I just remember all the tables, all the vendors. It made my heart feel good. It made my heart feel pure. Cause you was watching different tables, and I was very young at the time, you know, a little young teenager. But you know what? What my eyes were seeing, my soul was taking memory notes. As a young kid, it was taking notes. It was taking notes, and I remember telling my brother the other day, I always thank my mother for bringing me and my brother there, and R.I.P. to my aunt, you know, because my aunt used to take my boy cousin there because they was living in Brooklyn. A lot of our families was living in Brooklyn. And we used to meet on Fulton and Utica, the A&C train. You know, if you know Brooklyn, sometimes people used to meet right there on the corner on Ralph. You know? And it was good. You know, you get out the train station on Utica, or whether you walking all the way down the block from Fulton, because my aunt lived on Fulton between Thomas Boylan and Saratoga. So whether you walking from Fulton all the way down to Boys and Girls, or you live in the Sty, or you live in Bushwick, whether you walking or taking your bike or however you get in there, I remember just getting there. They used to put certain things around your arm, the white and orange band, you know, and you felt good. You know, you felt good because you seen, as I said, you seen, I'll put it to you like this, you seen Africa and the world inside of a school in Brooklyn. That's how I could put it to you as a little kid back then. You know, I seen different wood drawings, different art sculptures, different people paintings. People made sandals. And it's like, I will get back to talking about the point of Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Harlem. We are creative people. We are not people of destruction. Okay? So when I keep coming on here every day, I will keep on fighting till my last breath for my people. Okay? And I don't care how other people may want to look at it and talking about why you don't care about the rest of the world too. You do not know my position, or you do not know other people's position. Because it's okay for us to say, yeah, world peace, world peace. Let me get world peace. Let me get peace in the world. One love. Jah Rastafari, one love. But soon as we say black power, and black people unite, that's when others get mad and others want to see something different. No. It's going to always be black people unite. It's going to always be black power. I will never turn my back on my black people to make other people feel good. I will never turn my back on what's correct to make other people feel good. Because whether you like it or not, some of our people is just going through a struggle and a time and a phase right now, and they're going to get through it. They gonna get through it. And if we gotta push and we gotta keep on helping them, we gonna push and we gonna keep on helping them. Cause I don't care if my heartbeat stops. But long as it keep going, and if it do stop, I'm gonna keep on pushing. Cause I know it's thousands and it's millions of elders and ancestors. They push forward just so I could be on this stupid cell phone right now, on this dumb application, and speak. Because a lot of the speaking that's coming out of my mouth, out of my voice, and from my soul, it ain't from me. This is all day work. This ain't nothing of me individually. This is a collective energy. So when people always want to think that people doing something for themselves, I could never do this for myself because I can't do this alone. I can only do this with my people. I could never carry this big burden alone. Never. So when you think you alone in this world, don't ever think you alone, because you are never alone. You ain't alone. We never alone. We always together connected. Because you may see us not together in the physical, just know we are always connected in the spiritual. You cannot tear that spiritual connection apart. Don't matter how much trash you want to talk, or don't matter how much hatred you want to spill. Okay, humans don't get that yet. Don't matter what you want to do. You cannot. And no disrespect to nobody. I see your comments out there, but I'm just trying to drop this spill. Much love to y'all. No disrespect. You know, you cannot drop that. You cannot, because people could only talk and say, oh, you know what? I don't really like Delvin. I don't like. So what? How you feel? You cannot block the realness of this universe. How you feel, you cannot take the realness away from this world. Okay? Because your feeling ain't gonna matter in the realization and the reality of this world. Okay? It's not. It's not. So, this is why I would always want people to try to look for each other and look for other ways, look for better ways. Yes, it is a crime when we want to fight each other. And yes, it is a crime when others look and try to separate us. It is a crime. But you know what? You know what's the lovely thing about that? We could see where we could fix and heal things. We're in the moment of time right now where we could see everything and put things on the table and fix things. Okay, because it comes to the point where I look at things, if you want to call somebody a gangster, a slut, a prostitute, a bartender, a gambler, or whatever you want to call them, they could be fixed too. Because if you look at somebody like Elijah Muhammad, I would always have respect for Elijah Muhammad. You know why? Because he came and he seen the people in North America, and he gathered the people in North America. Okay, the gods in earth. Okay, the Father, he gathered people in North America from the lowest. Not the people that thought they was better than everybody as average black people in the hood. He got the people that was prostitutes, crackheads, alcoholics, and cleaned these people up. That was before my times. And I always loved that, because so when you say that people can't change, I seen them two people right there in times before me change many people. And that could happen right now. Don't matter how low you are, you still could stand up. Because don't matter how low you are, you still could find your ground and find your feet. It may take time to get up, right? But you know what? As I always say within myself and others, if it's going to take time to get up, just know that you moving. Just know that you got motion. Okay? And once you got motion, whether it's land or whether it's the ocean, you going to always be moving. Whether it's the sea or wherever you at, whether it's a high mountain, long as you got motion, you going to move and you going to get to where you got to get. It may take time, but you going to get there if you use your motion and you use your time by time, step by step, day by day. A little bit of dirt going to make a big rock one day. Excuse me. Okay? A little bit of dirt is going to make a rock. And little bit of rocks is going to make a pile. And a pile, you're going to have a little mountain one day. And a little bit of mountain, you can have many mountains. So, like, it takes time to grow what you want. It takes time to get good things. It takes time. If you want something precious or you want something good in this world, don't think it's just gonna pop like that. And this is why I said when it comes to us thinking in the hood, in the ghetto, we say black people unite. Yes, we want that. We gotta ride for that every day. We gotta ride for that all the time, no matter what part of the earth we in. East, west, north, or south. And for you flat earthers, whether you want to be on one position, two position, three position, or fourth position on foundation, don't matter where you are. It must take time for us to unite. Because if we just want to say black man, black woman, and black child unite, it ain't going to happen so quick. And if it do happen so quick, we got to know that it's not pure. It's not genuine. That's one thing that I'm learning time by time as I say I want black people to unite. I want black people to see things better. It's going to take time. It's going to be like a little plant, whether you want to call it a watermelon plant, whether you want to call it a peach plant, whether you want to call it an apple tree. Don't matter what you want to plant. We are planting a seed right now as black people around the world, and we have to put different things as it needs the sun, it needs the water, it needs the soil, but this is us. We need to put different things in the pot every day for it to energize and for it to energize and for it to grow. Everything is needed for it to grow. It's growing. You know? We are the sun. We are the pot. We are the soil. We are the root. And it's for us to take all these different things and put them together day by day. Us. We. No me. No you. None of that. Okay? We're going to take the circle. Take the whole. Forget the you. Take the whole. Us. Okay? And one thing I always say why we always need us, because many times when I looked at saying that people was alone, you got to look at people are not alone when we all have each other. It's many people, as I made in one of my posts, that people need to cross the bridge. And when you cross that bridge, you make sure you turn back around and you help somebody else cross that bridge. Many people done crossed that bridge and they burnt that bridge, make sure other people can't walk across that bridge. Well, you know what? In these days now, if somebody burnt the bridge and they made it okay and sure that others can't cross that bridge, we're going to throw the rope over. We're going to throw many things over there to make sure we could help them cross that bridge. If we got to put back to back, if we got to use body to body, we going to help each other cross that bridge. It's never to burn that bridge and not make others walk by. We always supposed to keep the bridge strong. And when the bridge get weak, that's when you supposed to what? Reconstruct the bridge. Make sure the foundation of the bridge is strong. Cause trust me, it would always come days and it would always come times when certain things in the bridge may break. Certain things in the bridge may get weak. But that's when we come and we strengthen the bridge. Because throughout time, you keep that bridge good for everybody that needs to cross that bridge. Okay? Because as a baby is born, an elder is sitting down and watching that baby grow. Okay? It used to be times when that elder was telling that baby different things, and that baby will grow into a young little baby. It'll grow into a young child. Then they'll grow into a teenager. Then a young man, a young woman. And they got all of that from them elders. Nowadays, these young kids is thinking that they could grow up on their own. No, it's somebody that came before you. And it's people that gave you life. Okay? Nowadays, people, we are not teaching each other about the past. Let me tell you something, my people. We have to teach people about the past. People used to always ask me, Delvin, why do you go back in the past? You know why? Because a lot of the people that's living today in our so-called communities, they don't know nothing about our greater good. They don't know nothing about what our people did before, but surely they would surely want our people know about slavery. They would surely want our people know about different things that, yes, we are supposed to know about it, but that's not giving me strength. That's not giving me a purpose in this universe. I need the things that's going to help. I need the things that's going to hold us up. Okay, excuse me right there, people. I need the thing that's going to hold us up. Not the things that I'm going to keep on hearing about my people being beat down, my people being this and that, and I be beat down every day. My heart feels heavy, my soul feels heavy, my spirit ain't moving correctly. I don't need to hear about that. I need to hear about the things that's going to uplift my spirit. I need to hear about the things that's going to uplift my community. I need to hear about the things that's going to help my community. Keep my community moving forward. Keep my people moving forward. We are not supposed to stay stagnated. We are not supposed to stay in the same circle. Or we are not supposed to swim in the same pool. No. And some people think that's okay. That is not okay, and that is not life. That is not living. That is not liberty. Okay? Because that's demonic. That's destruction. That is death. That is decay. I keep saying they want to teach the world, but what are you teaching the world when you are not teaching the world life and you're teaching them straight decay? And this is why I always say, you cannot let the students of this world teach the teachers. Yes, it's very wise and it's very good for the teachers to always listen and take heed from the students. But you got to always remember your place and your position. The teacher is supposed to teach the students. Okay? It's not supposed to be the other way around. Okay? So, when we are the architects of this world and this universe that we live in, how are we taking anything from other people? How? How? Why? Why? Do you think I really need to listen to you if you telling me something? No. I don't need to. Because you don't got nothing good to tell me. You ain't telling me nothing good. You know, like, you look at a lot of things that's going on, you tell them, to tell the people the truth. You tell them to stop calling people in this world third world people. Cause it ain't nothing third world about nobody in Caribbean islands. It ain't nothing third world. Okay, cause even if you in the West Indies, you still first class. Okay, cause check this. Just check this. Serious talk. Most of the exotic fruits in America, right? You may have some that come from Florida or California. Other than that, many of the exotic fruits come from melanated islands around this world in America. Now, why so happen that some of these places are black islands? Huh? Hmm? They're brown skin islands. So, do not let these people tell you something, and the thing is they want to beat us down for standing up for ourselves and our islands and our people. No. Because it always tricks me out when they want to call people third world people or third world country. Who you talking to? Who do you think, like, and the thing is, right, they actually use it and think they're being disrespectful. I remember when I was a kid, I used to really get mad at that. But now, I don't get mad at it no more. Because I see it through. And I see the intelligence of many people in the world. Whether you're black, white, Indian, whatever you want to consider yourself. I see the intelligence of people when they want to say that this is a third world country and this is that. Like, I see the intelligence. I see why you would have to say something like that, or why you would have to fix your face like that. You know, like, and I'm going to say this too. A lot of these people that call themselves leaders, they don't got no God in them. They don't got no universal love in them. They're treacherous. They're pirates. They're gold diggers. You know how Kanye made the song Gold Digger? Well, they are the original gold diggers. Okay? They are the original. Excuse me. Take a sip of my water. They're the original gold diggers that they took more than gold. They searched for more than gold. Because one of the biggest things that they search for and they try to get is to connect to people's souls. And some people don't understand the spiritual warfare that's going on in this universe. And that's the biggest war. That's the biggest war. Because you thinking just because you don't see that war going on, that it ain't going on. You think just because you see a physical war, you get it. But trust me. Spiritual war that's going on in this world is the biggest war that the world ever seen. And it's the dirtiest war. It's one of the dirtiest war. I know people may think that this war, as in the physical war, they see a lot of bloodshed, bodies, but the physical war, many fell on the battlefield. And right now, you have thousands and millions are fighting for souls in this universe. I'm going to tell you something, my black people. Keep your soul intact. Make sure you keep yourself pure. Do not fall for the temptation of the beast. Because the only thing the beast has is temporary love. It's nothing permanent. Okay? It's all temporary. And I'll just make it like this for the example where people could understand. What God and Jah could give you is everlasting. What the so-called devil could give you is temporary. And it ain't gonna never last. Okay? It ain't gonna never last. Because you want to party for one night. And that's the only night you gonna ever party. But with Jah, we party forever more. Okay? And that's the difference between good and evil, negative and positive. You're going to only party for one night, but with Jah, you party forever. Okay? Because you can get all you get in that one night. But trust me, when morning time come, it's done. It's done. As the sun shines for the good, the sun will even continue to shine when night comes. Okay? As your heart pumps, the sun will still shine for you. As darkness comes, the sun will still shine for you. Don't matter how dark it gets, the sun will shine for you. Thank you to everybody that joined this. Love you. Much love. Black power. Shine, my people. Shine.